do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious greetings unto you. On another conscious evolution. Bless you, dear friend. What a pleasure it is to have you here with me. Today's stream topic is going to be about filling the blanks, right? And you're like, and I go, when I look at the trees, I feel, right? And what I feel isn't the same thing that you feel. And then I can go again. When I look at my little kitty, knowing she is pregnant, I feel, and again, all of those feelings are different, right? So today's stream topic is supposed to be a reminder, a upliftment of, a honoring to you, if you will, and your ability to fill in the blanks, right? That without you, exactly as you are in this moment, technically life has no meaning, right? Because meaning is the blank that kind of is given to us by life, right? If life is the question, meaning would be the answer, surely, right? At least from the way I've lived my life, I feel like that could be appropriately said. However, we find ourselves believing that meaning is in things or in accomplishments or in success, when ultimately you're the thing you're here for, right? You are the purpose, you are the meaning of your own life. Look at the trees and feel something. Fill in the blanks for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. Love is true, dear friends. Well, Simon, hello, Zana. Bless you, dear friend. It's a pleasure having you all here. I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortably hot, so I think I'm going to go and add some water markers to this scarf. I'll flippity flippity you so you can see me going on the adventure. And yes, I am wearing slippers. I lost my sandals yesterday saving that cow from the dam. That was way more effort than I anticipated it would be. Checks out, things that are in water are lighter than as soon as they get out of the water, because that was like our dilemma, where we would be able to move the cow kind of over the ridge of the dam, you know, but then like as we lifted it out of the water, it got exponentially heavier, and then we would have a hard time actually pulling it up again. So I tried jumping in the dam, and then as I hit the rock bottom of the dam, like all of that sludge sucked onto my slippers and sucked my slippers off of my feet. They got totaled, unfortunately. But cow's alive. I wonder if they learned their lesson. I wonder if they tell each other. That's the thing that I'm curious about, right? Because like as soon as that cow got out of the dam, it like sprinted straight past here to try and get back to the other cows. And as it was kind of like closing the distance to reaching the rest of the cows, it started profoundly and profusely mooing, like it was letting them know that they're still alive, kind of vibe, right? And I was like, huh. Is that cow happy about that story? Because like there was a certain level of intelligence there as well, right? Where it realized that we were trying to help it. And then sometimes it would kind of like move in a weird way and then suddenly get discombobulated, and then that discombobulation would let it kick in stuff in the water, you know, almost like hitting us with these hooves coming past our faces. And then like for the last few moments, there was just this complete surrender from the cow, you know, to stop fighting us and actually let us help it. And as soon as that happened, it got helped. It was nice. Look at that worm. Give me a worm. You can have all of the worm, bro. Give me some of your cold, man, please. Morning, Joy V. It's nice having you here as well. Simon, I watched a really good video travel log about the city of York. a travelogue. Like people traveled there and they logged it. Yeah, love is true. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. York is historically cool. Do you live in York? You might have already let us know, Simon, but let us know again, bro, if that's the case. Love is true. I have some Durban poison. I I figured out a halfway point that I can find with the indoor bud, right? Because I shared yesterday that I feel like I'm kind of in a weird place of one feeling like it ought to be enjoyed, right? Like like a cake in the fridge. If you buy a cake and it's in the fridge, surely don't try and eat all of the cake in a single day, right? That would be a little bit wasteful or whatever. But if you're having a special occasion, if you're having a guest over, then take slices of the cake kind of vibe, right? So I am now committing myself to, if I'm going to enjoy some of my better bud, it's either going to be a special occasion happening in my life, or it'll be this special occasion of us getting to spend this time. So two special occasions. The Vikings didn't want to give York up. It's probably some nice land, bro. Travelogue is not often used word. Yeah, like it's nice, but I don't like I know video logs, and I guess a travel log is just a video log around travel instead of maybe the people. Maybe it's more honoring of the space of York instead of like, oh, my life and this is what I'm doing in York. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be interpreted. Cake. Yeah, nice. I mentioned food for 1 second and completely our conscious evolution is done for today. Well, I think we've at least, established today's importance. The fact that you're the one that gives importance, you're the one that fills the blanks, you're the one that makes the cake tasty. Yeah, because this cake might not be tasty to you. You might not enjoy this cake. But people differ. And that's a good thing, in my mind at least. Otherwise, we only have one flavor cake. Imagine that, the tragedy of only having vanilla iced sponge cake. That's the only thing. Nothing else. I was just thinking about you, Sam, and then there you are. I was told we wouldn't talk food here. Are we changing that rule? No, we're talking about importance and giving purpose to things today. And yesterday I touched lightly on this feeling of confliction I have in vaping the bud I'm vaping right now, because it's more expensive than the other stuff that I have. But at the same time, the longer I wait, because it's not exactly in the perfect curing environment, it doesn't get any better, right? Like the cake in the fridge isn't going to get any better because it keeps standing there, right? But how do we find balance in ourselves? How can I attach it to today's stream topic? That's the thing I ought to ask myself, right? Again, the blanks. How much do you fill the blank with? Maybe that's another way to see it. Eva, not right now, sweetie, not right now. She's like, come on, bro. How about you give me your attention? How about you? You like that smell? You want some vape? Sending you love, bro. Yeah. How much you fill the blank with? Because again, right? Some people fill the blank with cocaine. Some people fill the blank with, I don't know. Like I don't want to really go down this list because it's not exactly going to be very uplifting of some parts of our humanity, right? But you get the point I'm trying to make. We fill these blanks, we feel a void in ourselves, and then we try and fill those voids with things, with food, with cake, with weed, etc., etc., etc. When there is technically no blank, you are the thing that is filling the blank. You are the thing that is allowing for the blank to exist in the first place so that you can fill it, kind of vibe. All right, so that's where the cake was used as an analogy. Next time I'll say bro, my mind went so much worse. You're like, what did I think? I thought lube. I thought, I'm so sorry. I'm so, no, please, please stop. Reel it back, reel it back. Yeah, you know, because again, with the whole cake eating analogy, you can eat the whole cake tonight, but that's not going to make the blank, the void, the loss of or the lack of experience to be any less so, right? You might have a full experience or you might feel full of the cake that you've eaten, but that is still fleeting, right? And again, you're the thing that gives things meaning. You're the thing that fills the blank. You can make 20 slices out of that cake and have 20 individual cake enjoying experiences, or you can sit down with a spork and eat that whole cake in a sitting, right? And both of those will be worthy experiences, right? Like your love will be true. You will be allowed that experience from a place of love, but it's how you fill that blank, right? That blank can be a placeholder for time as well, you know, not only the feeling. Love is true. I just want us to invent better ways to rest fast. Not because I want it, but because I needs it. To rest fast. You know, like, I don't rest, Isaac. You might have noticed, right? I've only increased my workload since starting my work every single day. And that rest fasting is something that I do believe exists. And I don't think we are the ones who needed to invent it. I'll say only so much. I'll say only so much. Because for me, you know, like for instance, I can have like a restful experience that will last me weeks, if not months, right? In one afternoon, between 6 and 8 hours of deep rest, of deep melting into myself and into my world, and kind of showing myself the stakes, you know, or the lack thereof kind of vibe. It's all melty, you know, when it comes to those experiences. But there is ways, bro, to rest fast. It might just have like caveats that come with it, because you might try to rest fast and then you realize that there is much more work to be done, you know, which is also the other side of that coin. Yes, it was done like Rick Steves would, very focused on the space, not the videographer. Nice, that sounds really cool actually. Bless. Cake is important with you so far. Love is true. What of important? Flash vehicles. What of duck dad? Sending you lessons, bro. Like, can I step into a chamber that hyper accelerates the repair and rest stage, or an injection that refreshes me? Come on, man. Just give me a healing potion, somebody. I mean, that you just described steroids. You know, like if you do want something that's just going to inject and then refreshes you, that's steroids. That exists as well, you know. But again, it's dependency forming. It's a drug, you know. Unfortunately, it's also a drug. Apparently, it makes you feel amazing, you know. But again, infertility, shrinking testicles, right? And dependency again, where if you cease using that compound, you deteriorate. Like you get the opposite of that refresh. You get the downgrade. But it also does accelerate the repair and rest stage. It does that, you know. Testosterone helps with repair. We also do have like chambers, hyperbaric chambers, I believe, that have like higher oxygen temperature differentials as well. So we do have those. But best healing potion I can suggest to you are Mother Nature's medicines, bro. I hear that, Isaac. Also, I literally have an entire chocolate cake right in front of me. No one cut into it yesterday. How do you feel about that, Louisiana? Does that upset you that nobody cut into it? Or are you happy about that nobody cut into it? The fact that the cake fractal had to come up in today's stream and you literally have a cake in front of you just feels again like some like mind melt, you know, synchronicities. I can't even explain, because you were some of the first people. You and Simon were the first two people in stream today. So you've been projecting your fractal to my side, I guess. I feel lonely regularly, but this community has helped me move forward. We can be alone together. We're all in this together. We love you, Simon. It's rough sometimes, bro. again, because the feeling of lonely isn't the same as being alone, right? Like, in fact, the feeling of lonely feels worse when you're not alone, right? Like when you have people around you and you still feel like you have to isolate yourself from them. Like that's true loneliness. And at least we have this ability to find people on the internet that at least make us feel a little bit less so. I had that same experience, you know, and who the first person was for me online who made me feel a little bit less lonely? PewDiePie. Right. Imagine me, grungy 14-year-old, watching PewDiePie videos. You know, like he's one of my homies, and me and him are playing games together or whatever. That dude is such an inspiration in my life. I mean, I am who I am because of him in part as well. Filling in the blanks, right? That maybe that could be another depth to look into today's stream topic with. That you are filling blanks in other people's lives that are influencing them without you even knowing. Like just in saying that, I'm like, oh goodness. Am I filling blanks right? What's up? Love again to you. What's that program? I could not allow an entire chocolate cake in my house, LA. Yeah, this is absolutely unacceptable. I can at most tolerate 3/4 of a cake in my house at any one time. What do you mean, Mel? I mean, I'm gonna eat a quarter of the cake as soon as it arrives, bro. Quick, fast. I shouldn't, but I want to. Rest is uber important, absolutely. I really meant on a chemical level, bro. What's testosterone if not chemical? Like it is a chemical, right? Like it's 100% chemical. Like whatever in my brain is not working, that gives me a headache and that makes my eyes hot and puffy. Get that shit out, bro. Maybe be right back. Get into my steroid shop. No, please. Shrinking what now? Yeah. Oh. Like your testes, let's just call them, because that feels a little bit less abrasive, are like little factories. They're one manufacturing, you know, cells that can aid in the reproductive system, but also they're producing testosterone. And when you endogenously and androgynously, from the outside in, put testosterone in your body is literally made to adjust, to adapt to its environment. So now your body is like, oh, wait a second, I'm getting like 300, 600 points more testosterone than I produce myself. So why would I? Like this I'm getting, right? I feel it like every weekly, or I don't know what the schedule is like, you know, like every week I get 6 times or 3 times the testosterone that I can produce myself. Like it's like a fractal of, you know, you're making cookies, you know, and every single day your significant other shows up with, you know, 3 times the amount of cookies that you try to bake for them already. Like they're already stuffed in cookies when they get to the home, right? So eventually you're just gonna give up. You're gonna be like, you know what, fuck you. You keep on to bring your cookies from outside, you know? I'm not gonna make you any more cookies. And your body does that with testosterone as well, unfortunately, right? And it's the only reason I don't do this, like testosterone. If there wasn't so many drawbacks, I probably would have been taking steroids for a long time. Because it works. It does do its job, right? If building muscle is your objective, you'll build muscle taking testosterone. But if living a long, healthy life, being fertile, you know, having healthy endohormonal systems, you know, then it's not something you want to do, right? And I'm like, I weighed my options, and I hope at least I'm choosing right. Now my Dyna Viper, I was thinking it was going to speed up, Brother Bear. They were probably just like highballing you, lowballing you. I know it's technically a highball because they told you more number, but lowball is technically the concept I'm referring to. They were lowballing you to not get your hopes up too much, bro, for how long you were waiting. I hope you get it this afternoon. Bless you. Do you have any flour with you? And does it smell good, right? The better your flour smells in the jar, the better it tastes. At least I've noticed that with my vape. Does it smell good, the flour that you have? I also have been vaping other things. suddenly I see concern. I've been taking lavender snippets, taking small little lavender houses, and the lavender tastes nice as well. So fresh. It feels like inhaling almost like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like a minty, like it's very minty, weirdly enough. You know, minty but also herbal at the same time. And so fresh, like a very fresh experience. You can like taste those terpenes too. I don't know if I recommend you doing that, but it is technically non-toxic. We can eat lavender, fortunately, and smoke it. Be right back. Shrinking what now? Starting to surround myself with positive people and bin the negative. I mean, you don't have to bin the negative. You can just separate yourself, right? Technically, there is no separation, but there is such a thing as environment, right? Like, don't put yourself in the environments where those people you would consider negative are also going to frequent. Like, that's the best way. It's not you trying to not to like bin them, to throw them away. It's you trying to throw the lifestyle away that you feel doesn't serve you, right? It's not an attack on them. It's an attack on your way of being and how that makes you feel, right? And sometimes you will lose people on that journey, but some of them will actually see what you're trying to do and will actually try and help you. Dynavap. This right here is a little Dynavap. Like it is really so. It makes me happy. This little thingy. Like because I believe I've lived on this earth a very long time. There's at least different versions of humanity, and I've liked smoking things for just as long, right? Like I remember I think I was 5, 6, maybe 7 is pushing it. Where I tried to roll myself a joint, but I didn't have any weed because I was fucking 6 or 7, but I had a newspaper and I saw, some of the people that would like, work in South Africa would roll themselves either cigarettes or, joints with newspaper. And I literally took newspaper and rolled it into like a little spiral and tried to light that and tried to inhale it. And it felt like it was, hot burning lava. And I coughed my lungs out and I was like, nah, dude, I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It clicks to me. But I thought about that moment literally yesterday for the first time in like decades. And to me, it registered as, bruh, my soul has probably wanted to smoke things, right? Have like the marijuana experience before my like childhood body was even aware of what it was seeking or was ready for that experience. And yeah, it makes me think of like the whole archetypal thing. How much of our blanks that we would like to fill, have come with us from very far. That's like the best way that I can think to say it. Love is true. Let me see. I was in the house. Then I had to get some duckling snuggles, and I'm back now. Bless you, bro. It's nice having you, man. Now my done right. Besties are indeed factories. Yes, true. Like that. My box is supposed to be here today too. I got a new long scrub brush and body wash from my filthy flesh vehicle. That took a turn for the worst. For my wonderful flesh temple that I would like to adorn by honoring it with cleaning. I don't know, bro. Please don't look at me like that. No. Fun fact, I am on testosterone therapy, where my body creates its own testosterone, no synthetic needed, and my body doesn't struggle to adjust. Went up 400 points on my own. You want to teach me how, bro? I want to go up 400 points on my own, dude. If I go up 400 points, jeez, dude. My beard is going to start growing a beard. Love it, true, dude. Simon melts, little dry herb vape. True. Jarvi, I didn't allow the cake either. James said he didn't want a cake for his birthday. Husband bought one anyway. No one had any. It's on the kitchen counter. Ah, okay. So it's not yay, the cake hasn't been eaten experience. At least not from what I'm like picking up. I'm tugging on a pipe, dry pipe to Sigmix. Like tobacco. The only reason I'm gonna say something, Simon, is because I care about you. One, I understand that nicotine is unfortunately very addictive, and it's cyclically addictive, a little bit more so than marijuana is, right? Like you'll get a craving to smoke a cigarette again, more so than you'll get a craving to smoke a joint again. So when we start smoking weed and tobacco together, our brain forms like an association, right? And then we'll end up smoking weed with tobacco more frequently than we would have actually just smoked straight weed. And then we end up smoking more weed in total when our intention might have been to save weed by mixing it with tobacco in the first place. You might enjoy the experience. So again, to each their own, but we care about you, Simon. We don't want you smoking tobacco, bro. At least not the tobacco we have available to us right now, bro. If you have like some really good, like a shaman grew your tobacco in the mountains or something, and dried it himself kind of vibe, then I can probably, swing it. But the tobacco industry is very well lubed, I want to say, right? Oily is another way. Not in a good way, like thick with oil. So much oil. Oh, okay. I will unapologetically eat a whole cake. I will apologetically eat a whole cake. I'll do it, but I'll say sorry about it. A little bit at least. Your co-workers will be pleased. Oh, that's true actually. Take the cake to work. That's such a good idea, Joy V. Thank you for saying that. We need cake pick on Discord, please. Testosterone is a massive part of men's mental health, literally. Like super big. That's why if I'm in my 50s or in my 60s and my testosterone drops naturally, I'm 100% going to get TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, right? I don't see any thing wrong with it. But if you're a young man, that still is producing his own testosterone, then it might not be the best thing to start doing. Fortunately, TRT is a little bit lower as well. It's not like the super physiological doses that people use in the tournaments. If you're in your 20s, please go get a blood test to establish a baseline. You are right. I should go and actually get a blood test. In your late 20s, early 30s, get tested. Life gets better. Life gets better if low goes up. Yeah, true. Exactly. Like it's like a strength, it's like an energy, it's like a virility, it's like a passion for life, a willingness to show up for things. It's very important for our overall mental experience. These flesh vehicles of us. Back till Tuesday. We're not back till February. Yeah, then the cake isn't gonna be that great anymore, is it? I could probably do that over the course of a week, but I'm gonna try and stay on my no sugar, no wheat, no dairy regimen for pain and inflammation. Yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, sugar causes a lot of inflammation, right? Like I think that's why my skin got so bad, by the way, Joy V, because I ate more sugar than I usually did. And I instantly noticed it, right? And I still didn't want to really accept that that was what's happening, but yeah, it does influence us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lewazana, for filling your blank in that way, taking care of yourself. While everyone's here, track tonight, y'all, 6 p.m. Central. Our strip starts with The Forge. That sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know. Are you going to do it in the Discord, Sam? Is that what's happening? Gonna watch Star Trek? I'll probably cave and have some and then forgive myself and reset. It's okay to have refeed days as well. Don't completely deprive yourself. It's just more like you should see it as this thing is gonna cause me inflammation, right? Like when you eat sugar, you should be like, yes, this is gonna cause an experience, right? Inflammation in my body. However, because I've been not living in an inflamed state for the last 6 days, being a little bit more inflamed right now isn't going to be as bad, right? Because unfortunately, a lot of us find ourselves in a ceaseless inflamed state where it's just like, oh, your body is just starting to recover, and we throw more fire or more fuel onto the fire that is our inflammation, and then more, and then more. And that fire just keeps burning and burning and burning our insides out, right? Like that sounds very visceral when I say it like that, but that's what inflammation does on a experiential level. Hey, I see Melita in chat. I did actually bring Melita the stick into stream today. Refined sugar equals my mind, death in my mind for the past 5 years. Yeah, we were never meant to eat sugar that way. That's the thing, right? It's not us being evil for liking it. That's not what's happening, right? It's not us being gluttonous. It's not us being wrong. It is us being technically hijacked by our own central nervous system and our own bodies need to survive, right? Because when you had something very sugary as a pre-modern human being, you would gorge yourself on it because you didn't know when you would have access to something like that again. Now we do know. We have access to something like that all the time and forever. Like there's no, I mean, it's starting to look like it could change, but very unlikely. Like there's just so much of it in everything. We have been completely desensitized when it comes to our palates as well, of what it is we enjoy eating. It's a whole trip. Love is true though. Eat healthy, drink water, take care of yourself. I'm going to a pizza restaurant called The Forge on Saturday. How about that? More synchronicities. Rabbit, I also suffer from chronic inflammation, but I have yet to make a push to eat better. Food is medicine. If Shen was here, she'd let you know right now, Doc, that if you're suffering, like if the word suffer, right? Suffering is wanting for things to be differently, right? So you are causing yourself this suffering, dude, because you are not being differently. You can't want for things to be differently and continue being the same, right? Oh, I would like to not be inflamed. Eat sugar anyway. Nay, that won't work. That won't work. But it's again easier said than done, right? Because if your brain says, want sugar, and you're like, no, brain, no, please, you're gonna keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting until you're so exhausted that you'll just give in. So, yeah, balance, right? How to balance. No sugar, then peanut butter, chunky Kit Kat. Those are really nice. I won't lie. I hate that we don't get that. International Kit Kats here. Yeah, we have those in South Africa as well, Sam. They're as good as they sound. They're really nice. And they're like thick. Imagine like a Kit Kat, but you know, like a log of a Kit Kat. And then it has like a layer of like brittly peanut buttery goodness in the center of it. It is pretty nice. Sorry for the food talk. Sam, do you have Cost Plus World Market there where the international foods, if melty, is good? I'll send them some Tim Tams. Tim Tams are pretty fire. I've had Tim Tams before, but like 10 in my entire life kind of vibe. I can only go when I need more guarded cocoa powder. I feel like I'm lost right now. I will teach you how melt, but only after you get a blood test from a urologist and we find out your number now. Too high is not fun. I was 1,200 when we started finding out my sweet spot. I was go-go, bro. That is pretty impressive, dude. 1,200 is like at the levels that professional bodybuilders are at. I think I would be like at 600, you know, maybe even lower. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like in the 300s, bro. I don't think my testosterone is that high, arguably. I might be wrong, but yeah, I don't think it's that high. I don't really have a problem with it necessarily, but I am going to change that as the technology matures. TRT sucks because it's the rest of your life. Also, men numbers are dropping significantly. I know 6 guys, all tested, all their numbers was stupid low in their early 30s. Yeah, it's like a pandemic basically. You know, most men have lower testosterone levels these days. Did someone say peanut butter Kit Kat? I like how we're not seeing Jovan, you know, and then kicks down the door to hear peanut butter Kit Kat. I'll have to get you one when you come over. Anyone notice shrinkflation yet? When Snickers shrink down, yeah, make things smaller, price you the same. I'm having a small amount of it now, just feels so good. With the sugar, you mean, right? Like the whole desensitization thing. Now for her, it's dates, peanuts, and honey. The body will thank you later. Yeah, those have more than enough sugar as well. Like honey as well. Like honey is so sweet, and it has like some potential beneficial microbes and some pollen. If you get it local, you can actually like help your immune system. You know, if you get hay fever and stuff like that, it could help. Malthus corrective sugar theory. I don't know that much, bro. I know what I've been told, kind of vibe. The American notice our money buys less junk food than it used to. Yes, Simon, we have cows are coming. Cow alert. The screen is leaking cows again. Love is true. I'm on a honey kick, currently drinking my honey lemon ginger tea. That sounds like some healing remedy right there. Like it would completely smooth out and soothe any hurt throats. I love sugar, and I still don't have a refrigerator, so I can eat healthier if I have no place to put it. That sounds like a bad excuse, bro. That's all I'll say. I'll put it down. Cow's happy, tail wag. Mel and Joe, but yes, to honey and a little maple syrup. I've not had too much maple syrup in my life since I don't live in Canada, but I have had some, and the bit I've had are pretty nice. I won't lie. At the same time, but they don't hurt me. Okay, that's good. So you actually notice, right? Is it a fingers thing for you? For me, it's fingers, right? Like I'm very aware of like the mobility of my fingers and of my wrists. And if I eat excessive amounts of sugar, I can like literally feel like there's a slowing down of like the amount of signaling that I can send to my fingers. And like the little joints feel a little bit congested of all of that inflammation. That's like what the hurt me is signifying to me because it's not that painful, but it's like a kind of right, like you just fell and it hurt, but now you got up and there's that lingering, right? That's what inflammation feels like to me. They have y'all had any naturally tapped maple syrup? Oh man, it tastes like a happy little tree. I haven't. Well, these I don't think I have. My mom and my dad brought some maple syrup back from Canada when they went. I don't know who was naturally tapped on. I put syrup honey on my morning porridge. What type of porridge do you eat? Like we have something called pap here in South Africa, which is a porridge, but it's like grounded maize, corn, grounded corn kernels that you then add water to, and it turns into like either depending on the water content, like a smooth but still gritty, like goo, I guess. Or if you add less water, it can turn literally into something you can slice, and scoop things up with it. We also like to add sugars and butters, and I haven't seen honey done too much, to be honest, but I can't think that it's bad. We don't live in Canada either, but we get maple syrup. It's expensive. Regular syrup with artificial maple flavor is what most Americans eat. That's probably true. Where it's expensive to you, you're still like bordering Canada, up a little bit. For us, it's a little bit further away. Like I think you can. Hey Google, what does naturally tapped maple syrup cost in South Africa? This is nature's choice. Let me see. So for 250 mils or 350 grams, it is 122 rand, which is about six-ish dollars. This one, I mean, it just says tapped. It doesn't say naturally tapped. Your body can convert immediately into energy. So if you really wanted to, maybe you're an athlete, you could just chug honey. Nope, you could just chug maple syrup and it will pretty much instantly be used as a fuel source. Waffles and butter and blueberries plus maple syrup, syrup equals ecstasy. I haven't eaten that many waffles in my life. Maybe totaled like 20 waffles in my entire existence. Immediate energy. Yeah, fat's probably better for that. I mean, you probably would feel pretty energized, but that immediate energy is also going to come with a relatively immediate crash. Yeah, no way to get good maple syrup in Europe that doesn't cost fortunes. That wasn't too bad though. I mean, it's not cheap. 250 mil for 120 rand. That means I can get like 50. If I eat one spoon of maple syrup with like my tea or whatever, I can get like 50 teas, 50 cups of tea, right? For like $6. So it's not unachievable. It's just going to be you're gonna have to like factor it into your budget kind of vibe. When I got tested, it was 200. I was so damn depressed, and my injuries weren't healing as fast. The acceptable range is 200 to 1,100. Some folks are fine with a 200. For me, as an athlete, it was not right, especially with the amount you move, bro. Like you put your body under a lot of stress. 700 is my sweet spot. Now I want 777, bro. I want 777 testosterones. I want to dial it in. No way. Melt not having a place to store perishables isn't a bad excuse. Should I buy it and watch it waste on the warm counter? No. No, but I also know what fridges cost, bro. Here in South Africa, even, they're not that expensive anymore. Like, technically, you can buy a fridge for 4 of these. A good one. You can buy a relatively decent fridge, right? Four of these little dudes. I should do like this. I should do like so, right? You imagine. You imagine there, right? And then boom, you got fridge where you can put your perishables. Please, bro. Maybe we can come together as a community if we need to buy you a fridge. Wouldn't even be that hard to collect the money. Grits and polenta. Almost like that, yeah. Beautiful Croatia, it's true. The lady that taught my naturalist classes has indigenous heritage. Such an awesome person. And she taps it from her own trees. It's the best I've ever had for sure. Oh, but then that's so much love, right? That's like the difference between buying like brick weed when it comes to like the bottles of maple syrup you can potentially buy from the store versus, you know, getting some good indoor or like handcrafted outdoor from someone. 40 degrees and raining. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Maybe foods will probably stay cold inside the house, on that level. From the cornmeal, I think grits is Hermione, which looks like large white corn. Yeah, but I think it isn't the exact corn. I think ours might also be the large white corn one. Like it doesn't get eaten straight. It basically is always, left to dry, so it can be crushed up. I love me a good old-fashioned chauve millet. Favorite breakfast, gluten-free banana pancakes with a little ghee and maple syrup. That does sound nice. My grandma, like I guess we're talking food now. How did we get here? How do I bring this back? Blank. I did ask you friends to fill blank, right? So if you choose to fill blank with food, who am I to say that's wrong? Sugar on her grits. Sacrilegious. They should only make the salt and butter. Yeah, I like the sugar on the grits actually. I'm kind of like on your grandma side on this one, Joey. I'm sorry, Simon. I'll eat that all day. Like a little bit of fresh bell pepper in there, and make the cheese pepper jack. Make it sassy. That's so nice. Spam egg, spam mushroom, spam cheese, and spam. What? What is happening right now? Has my brain gotten melted? My refrigerator was $1,800. The cheapest crappy one is 700. Hey Google, what does a refrigerator cost in South Africa? Maybe I'm mistaken. Right? Like I guess it's also like like what your standard is for what a fridge needs to look like. I'm still a poor bachelor person, right? So I'm okay with like a little refrigerator, especially if your excuse for not eating healthy is, oh, I don't have a refrigerator. Then buy the cheapest one you can get, all right? And please start eating healthy. You deserve it. Yeah, but dude, here's one for 2,700 rand. All right, that is 150 bucks less, 135 bucks. All right, here's one for 6,000. That is $300. Fridge and freezer. All right, so you can cook your vegetables and freeze them if you wanted to. These are a bunch of chest freezers. Nay. Oh, bro, I don't want to accept any of your cookies. Leave me alone. Please, leave me alone. Please. Oh, please. Stop. Oh, I will breathe and calm down. This one even cheaper. I'm really hoping it's our Wi-Fi that's bad. And as soon as I get better Wi-Fi, I don't have to wait as long anymore. Because this is like valuable time that I'm losing right now in my mind. Second by second. Life being lost due to my need to wait for internet to catch up, bro. It's not that big a deal, dude. I'm asking you to load a basic website. Yeah, bro, like some of these are like 2,500 rand. That's like almost only 100 bucks, 110 bucks maybe. Dude, it doesn't fucking load. Let's see. I'll just search directly. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, we can go down the list as well, man. Goodness. This one is on sale now, so it's not exactly a one-to-one. It feels a little bit unfair. But, bro, like the loading screen is the bane of my existence. Seriously. You know, if there was such a thing as hell, if I believed in such a thing as hell, it would be the loading screen. There we go. Okay. This is a Bosch Series 4 combination fridge freezer that holds 324 liters of capacity. Right, look at all of those fresh foods you can keep in there. Look at that, bro. So much fresh food in there. And it costs 1,150 rand. That's $60. That's 60 bucks for the fridge. So you can keep your fresh produce fresh for 60 bucks. And I know this one is on sale, so it's not exactly fair, but still, that's how cheap these things can get. Here's one for 150 bucks. There's one for 300 bucks. You know, but these smaller ones go down to super cheap. If that is what you need, right? If that is the excuse, if that's the thing standing in your way, bro, to not eating healthy, then we as a community will come together and try to help. Oh, my mom's bestie makes amazing grits of cheese and jalapenos. We don't really put chilies in our grits. That's weird, or at least foreign to me. I haven't heard that, or I can't imagine what that would taste like. They have snowing. We are waiting for the warranty money from our brand new one that stopped fridging. Good. I just got an extra 2,000 bucks laying around. I guess it's not a problem. Yeah. I'm happy that there is at least warranty money coming in. Hopefully it won't take so long with the bear. I've been giving the fridge a stink eye the past week for eating my electricity while I can just be setting my food outside and get the same result. It's kind of hilarious. Kristen is on the plane to the Bahamas. Well, gal, what? Did she say that? Am I not on all messages? Kristen is on her way to the Bahamas? I hope you have a good time, Kristen. Bro, it's cheaper in SA because you're closer to China, where they're made. I have a family, and we have to sell the house eventually. Appliances have to fit the space, or it pisses off buyers. We kept our food outside of the patio. Worked great until it was minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and the mouse found it and tried to eat the ice blocks, just like scratching on the edges of solid frozen ice. Uh, Today I learned South Africa isn't America. That's true, bro. That's true. Again, I just don't want you making excuses at all for eating healthy, right? If your problem is not wanting the produce to go bad, then shop in a way where they don't get to go bad, right? It's not that easy, man, bruh. We can keep making excuses forever and forever. I want you to get healthy. I want you to not have chronic inflammation, right? Your exact words, right? And they're like fused into my brain now because that's how you said them is I suffer from chronic inflammation and I have yet to try and change my diet. Right? I might have misquoted you a little bit or paraphrased, but that's what's fused into my brain, bro. I was like, oh yes, chronic. I suffer from chronic inflammation, which means in my mind constant, right? So ceaseless and constant suffering. And the one thing you could do that has been proven to help, you're like, nah, dude, ain't got no fridge, so I'll just continue suffering. Nay, nay, please. Bosch makes shit appliances. They're terrible. I mean, for 60 bucks, can you blame them, bro? If I got a fridge for 60 bucks and it wasn't kind of bad, I'd probably be more impressed, dude. But still, 60 bucks. Like I'm still getting blown away, you know. And secondhand, you can buy them even cheaper. Christian sold his for like, you know, close to that price as well. It's only appliances. We're so cheap here. Bosch makes shit appliances. They're terrible. That's only 12C minus 22CF. I have to have space for a whole family, not just Melty. That's fast all day. I get it, bro. But again, portion control or, you know, grocery running, like set a schedule kind of vibe. There are ways around these things. Seriously, that's bonkers cheap. Think of the slave labor needed to make it cheap and make profit. Yeah, I can't even imagine, right? But most of those things are already assembled by machines like that. So it's not even a slave labor thing. It's just like a literal, you plug it in kind of vibe and these things start moving. Sure, there had to be a lot of external work, you know, and I don't know how much of it is still being built by people, but they're mostly machine made, dude. These things, most of everything is going to be machine made before we wipe our eyes, bro. Simon, I named him Fiffle, and he loves to pineapple pudding. Slave labor sells expensive stuff too, like Nikes, those poor children. Yeah, exactly. Like your Gucci bags as well, probably even, you know, Versace. Mel, your 25 is showing 100%, bro. Not having $2,000 is a real problem, dude. You're telling me, you're telling me, bro. $2,000 is around how much I make in a year right now, like that. I mean, not exactly. No, not exactly. I mean, profits, basically. Right? So that's like a year's worth of salary for a fridge for me, man. So I get it, though. And I am 25. You are very right. But again, if what you need is a fridge to eat fresh food, then buying the cheapest you can get in the meanwhile can be one way to solve the problem. Because you eating healthy is significantly more important, right? I will suffer for my family to keep that $2,000 towards other things. Suffering is a part of life. What are your family eating, bro? Like again, we're back to the same problem. Kristen says hello while on the plane to Bahamas. Thank you, Simon. Sending Tristan love. I didn't know she was going to the Bahamas. I hope she has fun. Yeah, I'm also like I'm tripping out here, Joy. Like I don't even know what's going on right now. Fermentation is one of the options. The food will be tastier and will last longer, while it's a cute project to occupy your mind with. Exactly. And if Duck Dad, grows his own little food forest or has his own little greenhouse where he produces his own produce, turning it into pickled goods is also going to be a way to extend the lifespan of the produced goods that he has already created. Love is true. Fill in the blanks, right? If you feel there are blanks in your life, realize you are the thing. You are the one that can fill those blanks, and only you can fill those blanks. And if you create the blanks, then realize you're the one creating the blanks, and that's okay too. I don't know if you know, Doug, that, but Melita also got herself a little Dynavap because of me seeing me use one. I don't know if you're vaping again just yet, Melita. She mentioned to me that she was taking a break, but it is unrivaled my favorite way of consuming bud. It's the full moon. Everything is chaotic right now. No one knows what's happening currently. Exactly. I had this moment last night of just sitting on the patio and vaping a little bit of bud with the moon. There was this almost very quaint scene of as I started vaping, the moon went behind the clouds. And as the experience really started setting into my being, the moon came out from the clouds. And yeah, it felt very special. I took a sip yesterday. Nice. How do you find this? Because it is a microdose in comparison to probably how we used to smoke. If you're used to smoking joints, switching over to the Dynavap is like smoking tens, maybe even 15s of a joint. Patience is a learned behavior, Duck Dad. Absolutely, it is. Mm. My wife and daughter are very different than my diet will require. Eat very differently than my diet will require. I'm not saying I won't, but I'm saying waiting is important. Love is true, brother bear. Sending even more patience and strength, man. Too much different after a tea break for sure. Will finally not be a daily user anymore. So much different after a tea break. Okay, good. I'm happy that you did do that, right? Because that is also like how I got introduced to my Dynavap, literally directly out of my tea break. I went from not smoking for a month to vaping my Dynavap for the first time, and it was like night and day difference. I would also like to switch to not being a daily user anymore. I don't know if I will though, Melita. I'm curious. I'm curious because to me it really is a medicine. It helps me. It helps me rest. It helps me rest in my blank moments, kind of vibe. I feel like that's the best way I could say it. And because I have the schedule I have, and this is not me complaining. This is me just stating the fact of the situation. Because of the schedule I have to find rest today somewhere, right? There is no, okay, I'm going to work for the week and then I have a weekend, or I'm going to work for this month and then I get to take a week, or I'm going to work for this year and then I get to take a month. There's none of that for me. I need to find a place to rest today, right? And if I don't do that, then I burn myself out and then I am not the person I'm supposed to be. I'm not happy. I'm not kind, mostly because I wasn't kind to myself in the first place. It's like your body, your physical form throws a tantrum, and then everybody else gets caught up in that tantrum. So yeah, we all find rest in different ways. We all fill our blanks in different ways. And again, if you feel filling your blank with that experience isn't serving you, that's where we should readjust. And I feel for a long time it wasn't serving me, because I was smoking from the perspective of trying to escape, you know. Now I'm smoking from the experience of trying to experience. Because before, when I was smoking, every single time I smoked, it tasted the same, right? It tasted like burnt. And if I was willing to tolerate enough burnt, both inhaling it and feeling the burn of my lungs and tasting it as I'm inhaling it, I would have an experience. And I value that experience, but that experience very much was a placeholder, a filling for a blank. And then I took a break from that, and coming back to it, starting with the vape instead, the bud took on a whole new world for me, right? And I mentioned to you, friends, that I want to change the relationship I have with Mary Jane, because it wasn't a healthy relationship before. It was very much like a, how can I say this without sounding weird? Like a, I want to say abusive relationship, you know? And technically you can abuse a drug, but it was, I consider Mary Jane feminine in nature, and the reason I like to invite Mary Jane into my experience is because the energy she brings is that of acceptance, that of calm, that of love, that of reducing the self-critical side of myself. And it's not like I don't have all of those things available to me, but it is something that I ended up seeking. And with the burnt taste, it wasn't like I was seeing her. It was like it was like she was a placeholder, or something like a means to an end. Maybe that's the better way to say it, right? Instead of abusive, I was I had a means to an end relationship with Mary Jane. And I feel like that is what I'm trying to change right now. And it feels good. It feels more pure, it feels more loving. But it is going to be a whole thing, right? I'm gonna have to adjust my behaviors. Sacrifice the love of a father. Yeah, exactly. Mel, you better reach out to Dynavap and get paid with us buying them. I already thought about that, Duck Dad. Maybe when I start my second channel, I'll get like an affiliate thing or whatever. Because if you friends just click on the link, right, and you end up buying a VAP or whatever, even with like Amazon, I should do that too. If you buy anything on Amazon, it would be great if you could use my affiliate links, because I do and I would technically get a pushback from that. I haven't really thought about it. Hasn't been on my mind. Hasn't been my priority. But yeah, it is something that I would, because I am going to keep repping these little things. I'm gonna be like, this is the superior way of consuming cannabis. It is. It is. And if you're going to buy one, you might as well use this link. I could get like $2 or something. Can you put the microphone up to your vape when you heat it and it makes the pop? The directions told me to listen for a pop, and I'm not sure how audible it is. I never heard yours. So, I mean, I could heat it up with nothing in. Technically, that's how it looks like right now. It has been vaped, but I know there's still something in there. So I'll do it again just for you, Duck Dad. I'll hold it. How can I bring this as close as I could? Maybe I'll do this. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Click, click. It's also pretty powerful. It's almost like spring-like, so you can feel it in your hand as well, in the device. Weed should be a treat, not a habit. I still prefer nicotine and cannabis combo, and each to their own. I would try vaping some tobacco out of this as well. You know, it's not that I'm against the tobacco. It's just I understand the processes, you know, that those things go through before they reach you. And cannabis is easy in comparison to dry and to get to a smokable state, you know, than nicotine or tobacco, I should say. Your hair looks pretty today. Thank you. I haven't paid attention to it just yet. I guess I do have hair on my head. How about that? Thank you, Joy. Love is true. I treat it as a medicine as well, but since I'm doing so much in all other areas, it feels more of a habit at the moment. If it's daily, than I actually need. That being said, it's still difficult to rest without it, since I'm so wired and also on all the sides all the time. I get you. Maybe, and this is again me just spitballing because this is also what helped for me, is have like a time of day. If you want to keep smoking every day, only do so after a certain time of day, right? Where if you feel if it's habit and that habit is getting in the way of other things that you need to be doing, other work that you need to be doing, and you feel like that's bad, right? Marijuana isn't the problem, and at least in my mind, in that situation, self control is, right? Your self control to want to feel that softness is what you need to state, right? And then you set like a time. Technically, the way this stream started was with me setting that intention because I felt myself getting into this pattern of smoking all day, every day. And I was like, okay, I think I need to start smoking only, you know, at 4:20. And then we started sitting down and I started rolling a joint with you friends. And by 4:20 p.m., I would smoke my joint for the first time of the day, right? And then I fluctuated again back into smoking all day and out and back in and out. And then the sober October became a thing where I take a cyclical month every year, completely off all of the things that stimulate my consciousness. And you friends have helped me in so many ways form a healthier relationship with myself, right? Like the reflection that is happening on the other side as well. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this conscious evolution. Love is true, right? Any moving reload? Yeah, a lot, Simon. I've been pretty anxious, bro. Like finding myself in a state of like, and then I'm like, what the fuck's, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? And then I go, oh yeah, things are about to radically change. And then I literally almost like metaphysically sit myself down and I go, yeah, dude, you're gonna move soon. You're no longer gonna live here. You're gonna live elsewhere. You're going to have other people's energy fields to contend with, other people's egos to try and work around and keep soft, right? The most dangerous thing is a rigid ego. You want a flowy, soft, melty ego. And yeah, I have been feeling pretty anxious, Simon. I won't lie. I also know that that anxiety isn't something that will stop me. It never manages to, right? It's the same anxiety I had before I did the bridge jump, you know, just like start of this year. Like you can feel it's so clear to you that this thing you're about to embark upon is scary. But you're like, yeah, oh, of course it is. What did you think? I mean, you thought it was gonna be hop, skip, and rainbows all the way? Nay. Hey, sometimes you'll have to step forward into the shadow, not knowing what awaits. Maybe it's paradise. Maybe it's more shadow. Maybe it's more shadow until it's paradise. Right? We're the one that fills that blank, that shadow, that void at the end of the day. It's a little bit of a joke. I have to remind myself that everything's gonna be okay. Love is true. The biggest thing I'm worried about, the real anxiety, is just like finances, bro. Finances, you know, is unfortunate. Cost of living, some bullshit, dude. Who invented that phrase, dude? We need to go back. Oh, imagine explaining cost of living to a monkey. Just like really, really imagine it. Imagine we figure out a way to communicate with the monkeys. Let's say Neuralink, We Neuralink those monkeys up. We Neuralink ourselves up. And then we start explaining to this monkey, bro, what cost of living is. Right? And like I see this monkey having been experimented on, having had chips planted into its brain, having lived in a cage its whole life. But at least due to the decency of the experiments needing their creatures alive, have been fed, have been housed, have had potential companions, because they need social interaction as well. Like you've been allowed those experiences your whole life as a freaking lab experiment monkey with a brain chip in its brain, right? And you're communicating with a human being right now, and this human being has to explain to you, right? This human being who is dressed in this way, who looks in the way that he does, who has the position that he does in the world, etc., etc. Like keep adding layers of importance, right? Add more blanks and then fill those blanks with more importance. And then you say to this monkey, yeah, even me and all of us have this thing called cost of living, where we have to earn a certain value amount in order to live. And the monkey goes, wait a second, what do you mean, bro? I've been living this whole time, the monkey says to me. This whole time I've been living, bro. I haven't paid a thing, dude. I mean, they told me to like experiment, play some games, bro, but they were giving me food in the moment for it. I didn't need that food to live. Are you okay, bro? Are you okay? Shit, dude, it must be rough out there, dude, says the caged his whole life monkey to me. Yeah. Monkey, you're pretty deep, bro. Maybe I'm not okay. Maybe I'm not okay, Mr. Monkey. Okay, bringing it back. Love is true. I've actually been really good with the weeds. I was so habitual most of last year, smoking like every other hour. Since the new year, I've smoked twice. Jeez. Seems like I took over your every other. Bruh. Is a cow in the dam again? Alex! 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 Bruh. My patience is gone. I do not have any more patience left, bro. Like after yesterday's debacle, like it was like losing my sandals. If I walked away from that excursion of saving cow from dam with my sandals intact, I probably would have been okay. Alex, está viera biestoso. Whoa. Okay, thank goodness. Yes. No. Phew. Oh, okay, back to it. Okay, I wanted to say, it seems like I took over from you, Chauvin. I was like, yeah, there's within this cosmic experience not being smoked as much right now. Like I've also been kind of smoking more because I've been in this state of limbo. Like I'm kind of like waiting. I'm just kind of like waiting to move now, right? And even though I have been proactive and I've been manifesting things in this environment, there's only so much I can do, right? So the medicine has helped me not feel as anxious, fortunately. At least there won't be any cows there, Mel. Don't start with me, Joy. Like I literally thought that yesterday. Where I was like, bro, cows can probably still drown themselves. But I'm not gonna be there to worry about it. Man, filling the blanks, dude. Like the blanks are still there. When you walk away from the blanks don't suddenly get filled. The blanks stay there, technically speaking. Bro, my mind is going, I need more than one body. That seems very selfish, bro. And it's like, no, dude, having more than one body is the opposite of selfish. Why do you make complete and no sense at the same time? Nay. I don't think it's gonna be comfortable being more than one person at the same time. Right? Like I'm imagining the eventuality of us having, humanoid robots that are basically on par with what it would feel like to be yourself right now. And then to have what is my consciousness experiencing through those different bodies at the same time as well, right? So I can fill blanks, so I can fill the role of freaking pulling cows out of the dam when that is what I need to do in that moment, right? Even though I can't be there to do that in that moment, but that version of me can be. I think it gets very very complicated real quickly, so maybe I should just think about it. I heard it. So, do you feel that's the optimal length to heat? I have gotten used to my preferences, right? And the clicks are a really good measure to get the right heating. To give you my technique, Dad, the way I do it, I didn't exactly do it that way when I demonstrated because of my situations, right? Of wanting to get it to click as fast as possible. But the way I do it is this little lip that hangs down. I start with that first, and I'll like heat sink that. I'll get it nice red and hot, and then I'll almost like brush the heat up. And then as soon as I've brushed the heat up for like maybe like 2, 3 strokes, I'll start going around. And then I'll let my flame be on like the quarter line, right? Like on the quarter line of this little thing. And I'll go right around and I'll keep going right around until it clicks. And then that should be enough. And then you should get 2 vape hits from that. And then you can go back with a little bit more heat, like 1, 2 seconds. That's all. And then you can take 2 more hits and then you can go for more heat. 1, 2. And that's usually enough. You'll get used to it, bro. It's like a whole, depending on how you're using it as well. If you have an induction heater, it's gonna be different. It's like a it's like a dance. You know, maybe take a, I don't know if you've been taking a tea break before you receive it as well, but that might also help, with the experience. No, 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 no. Enforce the thing already. Now I'm entering a new phase. Good, good, good. Everybody missing and yet to meet. Hey, Shell, bless you. Stay strong, Mel. You got this. Absolutely. Maybe it's paradise. Maybe it's more shadow. Maybe it's more shadow before the paradise. So true. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for listening so well. At least you know there were many costs. Cost of living is more expensive than cost of dying. It's true. It's true, bro. I could save so much money if I just paid cost of dying right now. And yet, it's the whole fractal of, if I offered you 10 million US dollars today, with the one caveat that you don't get to wake up tomorrow, very few people will actually take it. Wait, finances are your biggest anxiety? Why not just go buy a $2,000 fridge? Sorry to keep digging at you, but it's making me laugh to hold up the mirror. Bro, I get it, Duck Dad. I get it, dude. But I'm 25, my oh. I'm 25. Right? You got decades on me, man. You got some decades on me. And you got a family now as well, which makes it even more, you know. I'm doing the same thing with you that I do with my dad, bro. Like you might not say it as an excuse. You might say it as a fact of reality. But the way that it registers for me is like sounds like you affirming limitation. And I cannot stand for that. It's not who I am, right? I cannot hear someone affirm limitations to me and be like, yes, yes, poor you. You are so limited. You are so weak and worthless. Yeah, that is exactly, no, I can't. I cannot. I'll shrivel up and die if that's who I become instead. So I'll dig at you too, bro. Holding the mirror on the other side, holding our mirrors to one another. Look at yourself. No, you look at yourself. No, you look at Simon. Just get to be cremated. Here's 8K. 8K. Imagine. That's ridiculous. It's expensive either way, unless you throw yourself into the sea or an active volcano. That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. Throwing yourself into an active volcano. Pretty hardcore. Do not do it, of course. Please don't. You probably die of heat exhaustion before you get to throw yourself into the volcano anyway. But like that's why I say it's badass. If you actually managed despite the heat exhaustion, despite the heat waves, despite the steep hill, to still throw yourself into the volcano. Shit, bro, that's some tenacity to not be that can be commended. I shouldn't joke about this. Why? What am I? Please save me. Hey, Zano, bless you. We can all really talk to monkeys. They're called Republicans. No, please, bro. You got a coupon? Talk Republicans. They don't speak like you and I. They're like parrots repeating whatever they hear. It's a parlor trick. They don't know what they're saying. They learned it from someone. Yeah. I love the cow saga. So many lectures hidden in those situations. Ah, the surrender. The surrender is the lesson that I learned. If somebody is trying to help you, surrender, right? Kicking and screaming rarely helps the situation. That's the lesson I took away from the whole cow saga from yesterday. Get that damn cow Alex out of damn. I'm going to miss them cows. I think Melt's dad goes out before every stream and tells them cows to have havoc just to get him giggles. Pull the fallen tree over and use it as a barrier. It can have a function as well, as you get to keep it. I don't know if I missed context, but that does sound pretty cool actually. Love Sam's sense of humor. She's awesome. I took notes for your methods. Bless, bro. What's the root cause for relocation, Melty? Change. Because change is very neutral in my mind, right? I believe change is technically a part of the polarity, but it's a constant, right? That change is a constant that is being experienced by the unchanged. And I feel even though there has been change in my experience, the version of me that is the unchanged is realizing that I am not gaining what I'm supposed to. And I need to change that. And the only way for me to change that is to move. Like, I cannot start the business I want to start here, right? I could technically, but that is going to add a minimum of between 400 and up to 600 extra kilometers traveled. So what, 180 to 320 extra miles or something. It might even be more than that. Extra miles traveled every single time we have work to do, which in South Africans, fuel economy is literally hundreds of dollars. So it's not feasible to do it that way. That's one of the factors, right? So I could technically stay here, but Then the other factor is I want to start a business with John. And there's going to be a lot of collaboration necessary, and we're going to have to be brainstorming. And when you need to be in that state of mind, working on something, being in close proximity of each other is helpful. Again, it can be done over long distances, but it's like a bandwidth problem, unfortunately. Like when you're texting or video calling or cell phoning, there is diminishing returns of the amount of bandwidth two people can have when they're face to face, looking at each other, having this experience with one another. So that's my primary motive. Like it definitely did start as like I need to get out of here, right, from a place of like discomfort. Like I felt uncomfortable with the relationship I was having with my dad and the way he was treating me and the questions he was asking me, right? Like questions of like straight, what do you contribute? What dra jy by? What do you contribute? This was like 6 weeks ago now or something. And even though it's been 6 weeks, that shit sticks, bro, for the rest of my life. Oh, can't take that back. You had the opportunity to fill blanks, right? The void that is in the air right now to say something to me. And that's one of the things you chose to say to me, right? And having things like that said to you, having someone ask you, what do you contribute? When all you try to do every single day of your life is contribute, is pretty devastating. So I definitely do want to get out because of that as well. Like if I'm not seen as a contributing member of this household, this family, this experience that we call life, then I'll find myself with people that actually value my energy. I'm not. Again, I feel like I'm reaching a point in my own spiritual journey where I'm unwilling to tolerate certain things, right? I'm unwilling to let be that which I don't want. And it sounds very selfish, but it's also like the only way for me to find happiness, right? Unapologetically happy. Yesterday's stream topic as a fractal. Simon, it's second to none. Sam, the Christian witch, or whatever Melty said yesterday. It was perfect. I'm happy that you felt it as well. Yeah, Sam, the Christian witch. What do you think of it? I didn't know if you said anything about it, Sam. You approve? You don't approve? Do you have some friends that are going to help you move? My dad will help me move at the very least. Like I don't have that much stuff. That helps. So I can move technically with like one trip. We'll have a truck, we'll have a trailer, one and done, stuff moved. So that helps at least as well. It's not affirming limitations. It's identifying the problem and taking realistic steps to solve it. Everything can be at the speed of life. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. It's true, but remember my fractal, since you're taking notes. When I look at the world and when I think about the words that we speak, I try to speak only the things that I want to be true. And I'm not always perfect with that, but I am trying to be more and more active, in my speech with that. Say only the things that you want to be true, and in that way, sometimes it feels like I'm reading affirming limitations. Like I'm reading something and I want to ask you, do you believe that's true? Do you want that to be true? Do you want like to tell the world, this is my truth, and then this thing that you said, right? Like it's very attached, unfortunately, right? Not very Zen of me, but still. Oh, no, no. Imagine being wobbly bobbity, me being wobbly bobbity every day, 24/7. Love to you. Thank you, Connor, for joining us. I love you, just like a little brother, Melt. My mom never let me pick up my little brother. Probably why he turned out the way he did. Thanks for giving me the experience before I die. Love is true, bro. You pick me up all the time, man. Lurk Mo just got a new paper cutter machine delivered into the office. Love to you. Paper cutter machine. So, like, that can be one of two things in my mind, and both of them are cool, but one of them is more cooler, right? Because one of them just cuts paper. The other one of them can be told exactly what cuts to make to the paper. So you can, like, make stickers and stuff, right? You can have, like, cut out designs. I don't know if it's one of those paper cutters. Probably not. Probably me just, wishful thinking. As much as I like the safety of your home, I know that to achieve your goals, you have to get into a bigger town and be near your collaborators. I am in a complete agreement with you. There is going to be a small little weed shop, like 5 kilometers away from my place as well. It's called The Joint. Hey, Google, show me The Joint. Hey, it works. The Joint. That's a pretty sick name. Bruh. Ha 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 ha! Okay, thank you. The Joint. Here it is. Dems be their websites. Cute little logos. Yeah. Okay, no. Thought it was like a RU18 thingy. This isn't really that's stimulating. Can I have some photos? Events. Bruh. I'm gonna have to go to Okay. Slowly but surely, it is coming alive. It's like this place is gonna be super close. This is the outside of it. There's Yudi chilling in the background. Bruh. Like, I really do hope our internet is better. I think it's going to be. We have satellite-based internet that goes up to like 10 times the speed of our current internet. So, fingers crossed. Hopefully, I won't have to lose as much of my mind waiting for a single photo to load, right? Like that's like we figured that shit out like 2 decades ago. How to load photos on computer screens, you know? Like it's am I unreasonable for getting upset when I can't have a photo load in the year 2024? Am I? Yes? Is it the universe cosmically giggling at me being like look at this asshole calling himself Zen while getting angry at his technology. You don't know me. You know, when you're moving, Melty, where are you moving? Heartbeatsport. Heartbeatsport. Look at us moving and shiz. Yeah, we're doing it, man. Ah, na, 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 na. Happy you're finally moving, Melt. It will be great no matter what happens, as the shadow quote is. Exactly. I was saying it from that perspective, like I was literally holding this fractal in my mind, moving. I am a disciple, and like James and John, who Jesus lovingly called the sons of thunder, I too can be a little extra. While I don't necessarily approve of Christian witch, it's cute and well meant. Okay. In that case, I will not continue that fractal. The love of this community, bless you. Heartbeatsport again. Freedom is gonna feel so nice. Freedom in some ways, restrictions in others. Right? I'm gonna have freedoms that I don't have right now, and I'm going to lose freedoms that I do have right now. I'm gonna be filling different blanks. So I think it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be back in a second. I'm gonna go get my light quickly, and then we'll pull a card and I'll do my kalimba to finish up. Can't wait. In 5 years, I hop on, and we're both completely different people. Bruh, that's literally gonna be how it is, Connor. And the point is for me to continue doing this. So to every single person who finds this space and chooses to love, they will be allowed those experiences for the rest of their lives as well. For the rest of your life, you get to show up for a melt stream and connect for a moment with your community of like-minded and loving people. That is what we're doing right now, dear friends. That is the space we're creating. Okay, well, then those specific freedoms, geez. No, I'm joking. I'm Zano. Your messages came through as wise, and then I was like, even though what Zano says is true, I will have freedoms. I am also aware of the fact that I'll lose some freedoms. Right? And it's good to stay aware, I believe, at least. I think I should do it on the other side, actually. Technically, the shadow is here. Boom. There we go. One Shelby's kittens. So you have a pet. That does sound like an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know if it's a bad idea. It's a very heartfelt idea. Would be a very nice idea. Bruh, of course, we have to catch the. Whoa. Is that wider than it was before? Have I been punched in this whole time? Maybe. U-Haul relocation. Having my buddy Keith load up a U-Haul and help me move across the country. It was so much fun, but it was sad when he left, bruh. Especially since he's not staying there with you, right? Like he's taking the U-Haul back home. That is really tragic. Christian is also planning on moving out of the country this year. So that's also going to be a whole thing for me to adjust with. This deck only has 44 cards, and they have no numbers on them, Simon. Got a new deck. Okay. Like I'm really thinking about your idea still, Joy Vive. I really am. Because I really do like the idea of it. Unfortunately, they'll still be like soft babies, right? Like soft little babies. If they're born before I leave, right? They have to have like what, 6 weeks or something. Hey Google, how long do kittens have to be with their mom before they can be taken away? Sounds so tragic. 12? What? Kittens should stay with their mothers for 12 to 16 weeks of age for them to be properly developed physically and behaviorally. Each kitten needs to be weaned before being placed in a new home because many necessary nutrients come from the mother's cat milk. 12 to 13 weeks? That's 3 months. That's a big cat. I guess people don't do that. I think people probably wait 6 weeks because people want the having a baby kitten experience, right? All right. Can I get a card for reals this time? That would be like super cool of you. I will pull one for you, bro. Light blue. How about that, Zana? There's definitely the theme of light blue energy. This deck of cards is so trippy, dude. So ethereal, so like metaphysical. Where's Joe Schmo right now? Pojo! Pojo! We summon ye, Pojo! You need to be tripping out with us about how cool these cards are. I think this is the first masculine form I've seen in any of these decks as well, actually. Correct, cat information. Happy that we can learn together, Simon. Creepy card? You feel this card is creepy? This card feels to me like ascension, like human beings gaining the ability to fly, right? Like suddenly just realizing that we're all made of the same stuff and that the stuff that we're made up of have electron charges. And depending on how we orient these electron charges, we can make ourselves weightless. And then just this upliftment of humanity. That's the way I see this card. Maybe it's creepy because it looks like the surface of a planet peering over another planet and entities may be coming. Maybe that's what you feel is creepy. We'll read this one first and then we'll pull your card, Connor. That means you get to get good and settle in your new spot before you get your kitten. Yeah, I don't think so. Again, because fortunately cats are a little bit less high maintenance. I don't have to be too worried about being there for the cat all the time if I'm working and stuff. No. If it was hairless, if the cat was hairless, I would be okay with it. But for the sheer fact that they're not, no. Like I don't want to deal with cat hair in my room or in the apartment or house in general. Like it would be nice having a kitty around, but it will be less nice having hair around. The people who lived there before us had many cats. They had something like 15 animals, of which 9 of them were cats or something. And like the amount of kitty litter that they just threw over the wall. There's like a pile, like a heap of kitty litter, you know, and the owner told them to like remove it, but like a lot of kitty litter. So yeah, I don't want to deal with all of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got mine when they were 3 months old from a feral mom. That sounds so cute, actually. You taking them from her. I don't know what that means. Double mission. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Let me read what this card means. Nani? Oh. All right. This is the last card in the whole deck. Weirdly enough, we have pulled 3 out of the 4 final cards of the whole deck, the transmission cards. One more time, and then we'll read what it means. 118. Double mission. Channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at a soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Are the chattiest. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest. And so perhaps you have already started channeling some of this work into the 3rd dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. Bruh. This card is really trippy to me. Hey Google, tell me about the Pleiadians. Yeah, Pleiadians. Who are Pleiadians? Bringers of the dawn. By the way, this symbol, the Dega symbol, the Meltmore symbol, means dawn. It means hope, right? Degas, like the breaking of new light into the day. That hope, that dawn. That's what that symbol means. That's why I keep doing it at the end of every single stream, projecting dawn, hope. Goodness. Bringers of the dawn. Teachings from the Pleiadians. There's a lot of this stuff. Okay, let's do this. Can you tell me about some of the teachings of the Pleiadians? Compiled from more than 400 hours of channeling by Barbara Marciniak, Bringers of the Dawn imparts us the wisdom of the Pleiadians, a group of enlightened beings who have come to Earth to help us discover how to reach a new stage of evolution. Well, guess I'm do some homework again. Bro, okay. Hold the card to your heart and say, I call upon Pleiadian consciousness of the highest realms and highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essence of Source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me. Pleiadians. Bruh. This whole time I've been alien. Did you friends know? Did you know I'm aliens? I'm the aliens? Just imagine, bro, this whole time, every single time I asked for the aliens to come and visit me, I was the fucking alien, and you friends were the humans visiting me, right? Like in that capacity, you're the aliens. If you're human, maybe you're Pleiadians as well. Probably. Okay, let's pull a card for Simon now. Then repeat. True. Most kitties rescued by me in 8 to 12 weekends to be separated. That's disgusting. Don't they have garbage pickup? Who dumps used cat litter? Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not, unfortunately. My old neighbor used to dump his kitty litter down the tub drain. Oh my goodness. Fucked up the whole system. Yeah, that's like, yeah. Oh my goodness, that's so... I don't know about these cards. You don't know about them? You don't like them? They're kind of weird, right? They are kind of weird. I'm not arguing with that. They have been pretty surreal, right? And this is now Connor's card. So let's see if this is going to be like, and again, today's stream topic was filling in the blanks, right? And I feel like a blank has been filled that I didn't know needed to be filled, and it's causing me some concern. This is Connor's card. I think you're gonna like this one even less, Zano. You're not gonna like this card, but you might. But you might also on the other side. It's very creepy again. Pretty creepy. You see, bro. Connor, are you trusting the Ningle? What the fuck? What did I just read? You must trust the Ningle. Look at this card. Let me get this light a little bit more situated. So, no, please. There we go. That should be better. Trust the Ningle. What is the Ningling feeling trying to tell you, Connor? Maybe this is one for you as well, actually, Zano. What is this Ningling feeling trying to tell you, bro? Like this is I'm getting ningled right now a little bit, bros. Just please cards, stop ningling me, dude. Extra creepy. You are an alien, Meld. We know this already. See, if you have been knowing this whole time, just let me continue with my alien ways, saying nothing about it. Whatever, just said kitty litter down the drain tub is certainly bonkers. Yeah, my tub clogged from 2 people's hair and toothpaste, exactly. Scary card, sup ladies. What is a Ningles? I don't know what Ningles is, but trust the, you must trust the Ningle. If you get a Ningle, trust your Ningle. Like saying those words cracks me up a little bit. Take a break. There we go. Card number 52, or page number 52. Let me start again. Trust the Ningle. What is that Ningling feeling trying to tell you? That Ningling feeling. That annoying Ningling feeling. That inconvenient, annoying Ningling feeling. Try as you might, it's there. And if it ain't going anywhere, most people spend years ignoring their Ningling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, post-rationalization to numb them out. I'm getting goosebumps. It's exhausting. And until you face the Ningle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The Ningle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often, we feel the ningling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it's the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence, and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the ningle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the ningle in the first place. I know, it's scary. Bruh, this deck of cards is fucking with us right now, bro. Like, you friends using the exact words, scary card, extra creepy. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the ningle now. The ningle. Have I been having a ningle? The ningle I've been having is feeling like things are left unsaid, undone with my family kind of vibe, right? But that's again the whole fractal of wanting something, wanting it to be one way or another. That ningling feeling. How do I answer my ningle now? It's kind of nice to say it. How do I answer my ningle now? I shall answer my ningle by letting my family know that I love them, that I will miss them, that even though I'm leaving, doesn't mean I love them any less. Just means that there are other things for me to experience. And the best part is they don't even need to hear that stuff. I probably just need to say it to get myself unningled. So again, even though this card of Dex is pretty weird, I agree, Zano. I have had too many moments of synchronicity, of goosebumps, of losing my mind. The very first card I pulled out of this deck was called Anna, A-N-N-A. And the person I pulled this card for, name was Anna, right? The very first card I ever pulled for the very first person that ever pulled the card from this deck had their name on it. Right? I can't not use this deck after a moment like that. Like it peered into my soul. It's, oh, can you ever seen why is the chicken front standing like she got cramps? Maybe she does. Maybe she's got the ningle. Maybe she's ningling in that moment. No, I don't like it. Leave my ningles alone. Your ningles have got a ningle. I'm sorry. Looks like she's covered in spider webs. Her friends don't care. She's about to be eaten by a spider. It's her. Both of those people next to her were her. They were the same person. All three of them were the same person, taken in different shots and compiled together. Not gonna lie, I thought it meant something else. I don't think this card is too sexual, unfortunately. Maybe it's like, don't ignore the ningling feeling. Exactly. I thought you suggested the Pleiadians. Ah, maybe. Bullshit. If you get ningles, just eat something. Your family loves you, Chef. And we love you too. As I love you, Simon. Thank you, bro, for reminding me, dude. What if I don't eat all the food? What if I don't eat all the food? Will disappear? I think your sister needs to hear it now. Yeah, you're right. Beginner's card luck. Maybe Zano, but still, right? There was a 1 in 44 chance of me pulling that card. And I could have pulled a card for anybody at any time. I could have, put myself out there and say, no, I'm not going to pull a card until I can pull a card for you friends on stream, and I wouldn't have had that moment of Anna. And yet I did. Like maybe it's beginner's luck, but again, the second card I pulled, was also reaffirming. Melt this might blow your mind. A while ago, I was waiting in the doctor's office waiting room, and rather than scrolling my phone, I decided to write in my little daily journal slash notebook, I started anagramming people's names, and I did yours. And do you know what your best anagram was? I don't. But you're gonna let me know. It wasn't the card, it was you and Anna. I know! But again, these cards is you and me as well, right? Like talking about that whole mingling feeling. Like today's whole stream topic was about the blank that needs to be filled. The fact that we think there needs to be a blank that's filled is the mingling feeling, right? And Connor was the one who asked. Connor wanted that card pulled yesterday, but he didn't get it. And he still had that mingling feeling. So he asked us again to pull that card. And then we did. Right? So like it is so many nodes of odds, of impossibility, right? Of what ifs to get to this moment that we just shared, Sana. It's ours. It is ours. The cards are just but a medium, in the same way that this experience is but a medium for love to be exchanged. We don't need it, but it does help give us some context. Just came back. What I miss? We pulled your card, Connor. Congratulations. Completely missed it. Bro, now I'm kind of bummed out, man. But at least we had a good time pulling that card, so that doesn't matter that much. And your anagram was Anna Awes Vegan Saint. My anagram is Anna Awes Vegan Saint. Yeah, see, that's pretty trippy, actually, Rabbit. That is melting my brain. Vegan Saint, vegans Awes Saint. Like Awes, like as a way to like be like away. Hi, just kidding. I recorded it so I would be able to see just in case. Bless. Yeah, we did pull your card for you, bro. It was pretty trippy, man. Especially since the chat was like feeling a certain way before we pulled that card, and we've been having a certain conversation. Like it's thank you, Connor, for letting us pull that card as well, man. Fortunately, it is recorded, right? Like it's live, so you can't just go back. Choice Lawazana. Or I could be a vegan saint. Like, and the trippy part is that I did actually consider veganism this year. I am actually considering it. Bro, am I gonna become a vegan? You can see it, right? Bro, stop seeing it. I like eating meat. I do. And I don't feel bad about it either, right? Because I honor my food. I do, right? I acknowledge when I'm eating meat that this thing used to be a living, breathing creature that had an experience, right? That could see others of itself next to it. That grew up from being an infant to its adult state, right? Like I take all of that information in as I'm eating my food as well. Maybe I don't have to if I'm eating vegan. Or at least I don't have to consider some of the information. I get to fill the blanks with different information. Yeah, there we go. Maybe this is the push I needed as well. I know you're not vegan, but like I've been thinking about it. Like the diet I'm thinking of doing this year is Brian Johnson's diet, and it's literally vegan. Like it's vegan. Like check this actually. Let me show you. Like this is tripping me out straight up. Like really, Louisiana. This is a bit wild right now. No. Food and nutrition should be here. There we go. Literally, Brian Johnson's diet, and then that's the materials, right? And like I've already calculated how much it will cost me. There it is, like 2,380 and 68 rand for the one meal for the month, and 1,266 for the other meal. And this is vegan. Black lentils, broccoli, cauliflower, shiitake mushrooms, garlic, lime, cumin, apple cider vinegar, hemp seeds, olive oil, and dark chocolate. 100% dark chocolate. And then the other one is macadamia nut milk, ground macadamia nuts, ground walnuts, chia seeds, ground flax seeds, sunflower lectins, cinnamon, berries, cherries, and pomegranate juice. So that's the diet I've already calculated I can afford eating this year, and it's 100% vegan. So, and I was like thinking to myself, I'm gonna like eat this stuff, and then I'll like order like chicken breasts or something as well, and I'll supplement my protein with that or whatever. Yeah, my mind is getting a little bit melted right now. Thank you for sharing that, Lovazana. It's creepy, like how Alex Gray's paintings are a bit creepy. Okay, I get you. I love Alex Gray's work as well, though. So I get the creepiness, but I'm kind of attracted to that stuff. You know, I am. I can be a little bit creepy myself too, if I want to at least. Bit creepy, yeah, not big creepy. I assumed. Skip it up. I don't get a creepy feeling from Alex Gray's art. Like it's I get where the creepy is coming from, right? Because like sometimes he'll show you like the insides of people, right? Like you'll see their skulls and you'll see their brains and you'll see their veins, right? And to some people that might be creepy to see that stuff. To me, it's like awareness. It communicates layers of awareness to you that is always there, but you're ceaselessly unaware of, right? And seeing those layers on the inner scale, right? Seeing the layers of body that is kind of like unavailable to you, and being aware of that in that moment, also in my mind opens up your cosmic mind to the layers of you that exist that are unavailable to you in the same way, right? Even further beyond your body. So that's why I love Alex Gray's work so much. But it can be creepy to some. Like my family, for example, does not like his work as well. I like at all, even, they won't even look at it if I show it to them. Just kidding, I recorded it. Love again to you, bro. You love the meat mouth. You cannot deny it. No, I don't, bro. I don't. You don't eat beans. You never talk about eating tofu. So how are you gonna get your protein? Guess I'll have to atrophy to the point of realizing that I need it or something, like the vegans do. This is me throwing shade when I ought not to. I'm sorry. I'll probably still do the chicken. You know, I'll probably still do the chicken. I'll do mostly vegan, and then some chicken. Like chicken is like the vegetable of meat anyway. Sure. No, I'm trying. You don't understand our question. We have incisor teeth for a reason. Yeah, my little fangies. One of the fractals that I think about doing, since we're going to replace our teeth eventually, since we're going to be living longer as human beings, right? Even if you only live to like 80, you'll probably have some teeth replaced, at some point in your life. So if I get my teeth replaced, I am going to add a millimeter, right? Like a millimeter is 1/10 of a centimeter. I'm sorry you don't know metrics. I'm sorry. What can I do? I know exactly how much a millimeter is, right? I'm gonna add a millimeter every single time I have all of my teeth replaced, and then slowly but surely, there'll be like this vampire fang growing. 1 millimeter every like 20 or 50 years or whatever, right? And then by the time I'm like 500 years old, I have like actual vampire fangs. Yeah, be like an actual vampire, bro. Like this is a 600-old human being, bro. You might as well be vampires the way that we used to understand them. My art has creepy tendencies. I like the creepy. I like your art. Like as soon as you say that creepy tendencies, I'm like thinking about like your like shadow monster following you around. Melt, if you stop drinking moo milk, I have started on oat milk and recommend. Maybe that would be nice. I I don't drink that much milk, but yeah, I would also like to cut it out since the inflammation is something that I notice. I think Sam recommended and tried it and liked it. Is Ryan vegan? I don't know. So a bowl of Frosties with ice cold milk ain't allowed. It's allowed. Anything's allowed. It's just not good for you. Again, right? Like it's an inflammation bowl, unfortunately. I say get yourself a house chickie to lay eggs. The hens shouldn't cock-a-doodle do, and when they're happy, they lay more eggs. That is not a bad idea. The only problem is like It's not my property, right? So I'll either have to have the chickens outside of the fenced area because of like the concrete or the bricks. Like scrubbing chicken poops is not going to be like that exciting to me. And then if I have the chickens outside of the yard, then they might influence other people's living environments. I am going to meet the owner of the property, and I'm going to try and, you know, make him like me. I'm going to try. I'm going to try hard to make him like me. I'm going to max out my charisma. You know, I'm going to de-skill a bunch of other points. I'm going to make myself look smaller. I'm going to wear super baggy shirt, you know. Try all of the psychological tricks. Yes, get it, chickums. The inner body stuff with Alex Gray. Okay, I was flashing on the cosmic vibe. Oh, if it was other art, yeah. Maybe you understand what I was like seeing as well. Maybe I loved my chickies growing up. They ran to me when I would get off from a school bus, so I couldn't sit in my lap. I always had so many eggs. Jovan, knowing that you had that experience as a child just makes me feel, you know, that synchronicity again. Like I also had a chicken that also laid eggs, and my dad wake me up one morning to see my new little babies. I'm not gonna share how that story ends, but yeah, I remember being so stoked to see new life come into the world. My inner body still love again. Jovan, awesome memories, right? So jealous, Jovan. I mean, you do live in Canada. I don't know if the chickies like that too much. Trying new foods is fun, but I wouldn't try to fit my life around someone else's diet. It's true. The only reason I am interested in that diet is because it has been scientifically tested, right? At least for his body when it comes to biomarkers. And since I am talking about living long, you know, it's the same fractal with Duck Dad. Even though I don't feel like I'm falling apart, I do feel like I'm aging myself with more, like I am accelerating my aging more than I need to. That's the articulation. So I would like to decelerate that aging process. Hear that, Joy. It's true. Yeah, I can't imagine that happening. Love is true. I will consume food, you know. Fortunately, I'm going to be the one buying it for myself. So I can justify, I can either buy cookies with my monies, which cost X, or I can buy 2-3 days worth of lentils for also X. You know, what am I gonna do? I guess I'm gonna buy lentils. Like I can be a stickler. General mindset. Okay. I don't know what's happening anymore, but I'm here with you, friends, and I'm ready to play my kalimba. I can drop this light. I can flip you around. Look at this. Look at this. I want to show you that Preggers kitty. Look at how wide she is. Bruh, please can I zoom? There we go. So wide. She looks like a boss. Almost looks wrong. Oh, she's so cute. What a scene. Imagine that's how you had to clean yourself. And got no water to wash. You just have to licky licky. Wonder if I can. Is that gonna be our scene? She's a wild load for sure. Bringing them babies into the world. Did you mention the video you dropped last night? It was cool. I haven't actually mentioned the video I dropped last night. To all of the friends who are members, and it is almost everybody. I'm seeing you're not a member, Zano. Maybe you haven't claimed like one of the days. Connor is also not right now, but I did make a members video for you friends showing the entire process of my flower creations. Not about the kitty video. Why love is true. Kalimba time it is. Okay. I think I'm through most of the comments. I'm gonna go get myself set up. How does this punched in look like? I can technically check on my side as well. Give me the live view, please. Thank you. Yeah, that looks fine. No, 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 no. So, Nancy, I am thinking about maybe recording all of my flower making processes right now. Would you like that? You want to see all of them? there, there goes Jovan, being an absolute sweetheart. It got gifted to me as well. You can gift directly. Ellie and Gary Lee and John is here. Hand shoes. I don't know how I got it. Did it happen automatically? I think so. Well, love is true. Thank you, Jovan. Thank you, Jovan, for blessing our friends. Now all of you have access to my flower creation process as well. Okay, well, Mel got a gift, but no Zano. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I didn't even push the button. It just like showed me that that's how it is. Friends, see you tomorrow. Rude. I'm sorry, Zano. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm SARS. It wasn't me. Google was like, yes. Yes, I take. Yes, I remember. Oh, oh. This world. This world that we are in. That we are of. Or not. Right? Apparently. In the world, but not of the world. That you are in this experience, but you didn't come from this experience. How far have you come to be in this experience? That's the question we ought to be asking ourselves. Turning on my Kalimba mic and then getting into it. And there we go. We have filled the blank with so much love, with so much care, so much kindness, so much awareness for what it is we want in this world and of this life that we're in. I think our power is off right now. Yay! Jovan has done it again. In my absence, she has brought even more love into this blank space, gifted more memberships. Clicker, Cole, Management Annie, bless you, Lisa. Sound Poison, Sound Poison, cool name. Bless you, Clicker. I'm happy that Zana got a membership as well. Now you can see it, dear friend. It is now officially open to you. So much love. Thank you, friends. Just couldn't say au revoir. Settle it. Love yous. Love you, Jovan. Thank you so much, dear friends. And there is even more waves of love hitting all of us. Let's read it, shall we? It goes something like, have the most exquisite day, everyone. You're for really realser, so super massively and very muchly macho grundo. Enjoy mushy melt more. And all of you also very inimitably, ineffably, capriciously, ineffably, enchantingly, idiosyncratically, ethereally, mellifluously, seraphically, bombastically, beautifully, authentically, wholesome, humanimal critter creatures, filling in the blanks. Thank you, friends, for taking every single opportunity to fill my blanks in with letters and letters of love, of reminders of the truth that we're here to experience together. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me once again, for consciously evolving alongside me. I look forward to doing it again tomorrow. Goodbye, dear friends. See you.